Once she zips up, she races out of the classroom. Guess she doesn't want to get caught in the chaos of the lunchroom stampede. It's a jungle out there. I managed to avoid getting stuck in the frenzy by shuffling along the wall the long way around the lunchroom. I'm a regular solid snake, my god. It's a bit longer, but at least there's less risk of getting used as an improvised meat club. Hey, why don't I just go in through the courtyard? It's right there next to the table. Damn it. Next time. Hey, is there a palm tree or something by the table now? Never seen one with a trunk that's green. I get around the last of the crowd and approach the table. Damien's here, chowing down on a sandwich stacked with various meats. And like yesterday, Olivia's already at the table. Hey, Damien, you seen Liz? Thought she was joining us for lunch. Without a word, Damien points to the palm tree next to us. I think I remember that. Oh crap, that's no tree. I look up to see Liz's head in the rafters, prodding at the vines on the ceiling. The ceiling was a lot lower in the computer lab, so I couldn't tell as easily, but that neck is long. What'd that neck do, though? Anyways, hey Liz. Hey Inko, couldn't see you from up there until I heard you. Well, I guess I'll go ahead to get my food from the vending machines again. You can't do that all year, man. Making my way over to the vending machines, I'd do the same song and dance I did last time. Just make a sandwich and bring it with you. What are you doing, man? A card swipe and a few button presses later earned me a couple cans of soda, 2 bags of chips, and a few candy bars. Dude. It's like when the teacher asks if you brought enough candy for everyone. Only now it's true. I head back to our table, the bundle of foodstuff in my makeshift pouch, and distribute them. Olivia gets her share, but she doesn't say anything. Oh, sweet. Oh, well, thank you, Inko. Damien, if you'd be so kind. That fucking pogger's face. Already on it. Damien cracks open a can of soda just as Liz lowers her head next to him. She's wearing a novelty soda cap. I forgot. She was number one. One dino's trash is another dino's treasure. He then speed swaps the old can with the new one, almost like he's swapping wheels on a Formula One racer. Thank you. No problemo. Liz's head cranks back up to the top of the ceiling to continue eating the foliage. So, Nico, how's your day been so far? It's been pretty decent, I'd say. I'm mostly looking forward to photography since Ben will show me some good photo spots. Cool, cool. Damien just nods as he continues to munch on a sandwich. I think he zoned out about halfway through my sentence. Oh, and also, Liz helped me submit my contest entry. Awesome. You can always rely on Liz to help you out. Flattery will get you nowhere, Damien. Just saying the honest truth. Liz entered the contest too, right? Everyone must be trying to win the cash prize. The money's okay. Liz comes down again with a mouthful of leaves. Her hands hold up a tray with each segment filled with a different sauce. But the real prize is having your submissions featured on the sponsor's magazine cover in a featured article. How is she still articulate? Do you have any idea how great that looks on a resume? Heck, I can probably get a scholarship with that alone. Whoa, you've really got all this planned out. What'd you submit? She takes a moment to swallow her salad and then shares a huge grin. I submitted my best digital art piece. Ooh, what is it? Here. The tray is set aside so she can bring out her phone to show Damien and me her entry. It looks to be a village townhouse piece. Very rustic and classy. It looks pretty good. Yo, that's so cool. That looks so realistic. Thanks, it took me about a week to really blend some of the more fanciful elements into each other. I based it off my grandfather's home from the old country. This is amazing. You can't even tell that this whole thing's digital art at all. Damien grabs hold of Liz's phone and turns towards Olivia. Hey, Olivia. She jumps up, having been suddenly made relevant to the conversation. She was just spectating. What? I'm not giving these chips back. They're mine. I was just going to show you Liz's entry. Olivia narrows her eyes and leans over to see an image on Liz's phone. She then looks up and gives Damien a quick nod before returning to eating her chips. Damien's smile falters a little at her minimal response, though he's back to his usual grin as Liz takes back her phone. Wow, Liz, I didn't know you were so into digital painting. That looks great. Do you plan on being an artist after graduating? No, thanks. Well, no, I don't plan on being an artist per se. The plan is to be an antiques dealer, specifically with art. What's that mean? It means she buys the splattered canvases everyone else just uses for money laundering. And no, it'll be the real deal stuff. There's a real market out there for it. So I'm taking the AP business class and using the school's prestigious art program. That's actually why I picked this place out. There's a real elite selection of graduates from here. Oh, you're the school treasurer too, right? Sure am. I'm doing everything to make sure I'm ready for the real deal. I do love painting, though. It's not just an ends to a means. Maybe that's why I want to get into trading. I can get the right people the right art they need. That's very thoughtful, huh? I should start thinking of my future more. I wonder what Olivia thinks about all this, if it even interests her. Damien is just exaggeratedly nodding his head up and down, and I don't know if he's agreeing with Liz or head-banging to some tune playing in his head. Is his ass listening? We'll never know. I look to the side to see Olivia staring down in the chips bag, looking pensive. I guess I'm not the only one that's a bit worried about our long-term plans after school, compared to Liz. But we've got the whole year still. What about you, Damien? Don't really have a big goal set. The only reason I'm going here is because it's the closest school to our home. Damien, you know I keep telling you about planning ahead. I know, but I like keeping my options open. So, what are you doing in school? I just picked out any classes that seemed interesting to me. Though I gotta say, home economics class is pretty fun. I get to make food in class and eat it too. From learning skills in a class like that, you'd be a perfect husband. Yeah. Wait, what? What? Uh-huh? Who said that? There's ghosts in these halls, telling stories. I love her. But to get back to my point, that art contest. If I win and get that interview, it's an insane advantage. I'll say. By the way, Olivia, did you submit something for the art contest? Oh, she looks away, slightly deflated. No. Really? Oh crap, I might have a chance then. Hey, Liz, that sounds a certain way. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Olivia rolls her eyes and merely goes back to munching on her chips. Mr. Odigan said you were really into painting. And I really like the portrait of me that you made. Whoa, she what? Her suspicious leer is now replaced by a murderous glare. Yep, lunch is the perfect time to eat my feet. It's big enough to hold the fit in. Never mind. I haven't actually seen any of her real work, only something she'd done out of boredom. Olivia's eyes close as she inhales deeply, the air of neutrality returning to her once she reopened them. She looks me up and down again, as though something will be different this time. Can't. What's that mean? Besides, even if I could, they're going to be looking for the best artist here, so you gotta show that to them with how good your art is. But I just don't want them to look at me and feel like they have to give me a reward out of pity. Damien's face is frozen mid-bite, his sandwich losing its meat integrity by the second, as his eyes flick between Olivia and I. I can practically hear the blared alarm in his head as his brain catches fire trying to connect the dots. I want to be judged for my art and not... Olivia struggles to formulate the next few words and lets out a weary sigh. It would just feel undeserved. How? Yeah, how? Damien, shh. Has that ever happened before? Do people really do that? You weren't there for it. Some losers even used to tell me to take advantage of it. Why not? That was a bad move. Oh, God. Dude, seriously? Why? So I constantly get reminded of myself? So I can't separate myself from my work? So I can get complacent being worse so I can eventually rely on it? So the playing field can be even? That's a lot all at once. I'm not even sure I got all of that, but I definitely touched a nerve I shouldn't have. No, sorry. Olivia brushes her hair down. Look, I don't want to get awards and praise I haven't earned. I'm seriously not that good. I really wouldn't win. She sighs and takes a long sip of cola. Can I see some of your work? No. Man, she really shouldn't put herself down like that. I get it. A lot of the students here are crazy good at art. Some are probably better now than I ever will be, and they're just starting. It's pretty scary to think about. I mean, like that landscape of the city near the principal's office. Landscape? Hold on, I took a shot of it. It's a bit tough getting my camera out now with all the books I needed for class in the way. I lay out the contents of my backpack, taking my treasured DSLR out last. After finding the shot in question in the menus, I turn the display towards everyone else so they can see the glamour shot. A freshman made that painting. Just from looking at it, I can see why it won first place. I drew that. Oh. Her name is on it, isn't it? My brain finally makes a connection with the signature on the mural. That was you? Is it that much of a shocker to you? Quite a bit, yeah. It looks amazing. I mean, it's whatever. I had to have some dumb guide help me out, so it isn't like I was the one who did it all. So when you say you can't enter, it's because you already won once. Yeah, basically. She looks away from us, eating her chips in silence. I heard the expression of being one's worst critic, but I'd never expect Olivia to kick herself this hard. I'm mentally kicking myself thrice over just thinking that last part. What? Something wrong, Liz? Did she bite her tongue or something? Why is she imitating one of those picture plans right now? Liz? What's with the look, Longneck? Just surprised to see you in better spirits is all. You're making it weird. Don't make it weird. Yeah, it's been ages, Olivia. To think a Randy like Inky here got you to open up like this in just 2 days. He gestures to me. What'd you do, man? The girl in question freezes, Damien's thoughtless comments having thrust her into self-awareness. And there she goes. And she just leaves. Olivia, wait. She's gone. Well, she did give a warning. Ugh. Yeah. That seems to be new, I think. I was just excited she was making good progress. The rest of lunch we'd spent trying to talk about Liz's art process. Damien looked like he wanted to try to bring Olivia back into the conversation, but no one had any idea where she had gone. Still, a part of me thinks she wants to talk. So why doesn't she? Sadly, a question for another time, as Olivia's departure seems to signal the end of lunch. At least Liz and Damien wave goodbye, leaving me to clean up all the trash from the table, including everything I'd removed from my backpack. Darn it. Photography class comes and goes. Since we're partners, Ida gives Ben and I the green light to walk around the campus. Ben shows me around to see his prime photo spots and such, and as such, becomes my impromptu tour guide. It's actually pretty neat to see the parts of the school that I haven't explored yet until now. Places like the music hall and recreational pool were the most interesting to me. Currently at the courtyard, Ben points out the views of the outer landscapes around the school. No wonder why Ben was eager to show me. These views are impeccable. But while he's explaining the image he has in his head, my mind still wanders back to Olivia. I wonder what I did to make her express herself so much. Inko? Inko? Huh? I was asking if you'd be available sometime during the weekend to take photos. Yeah, I'm free on Saturday. Excellent. We can meet back up here. Sounds good. As we head back to class, I begin to think if there's something I can do in history class. Ugh. Back in history class, Miss Prockling continues prattling on about. She's just yapping. And after a final offensive that left the entire city of Triceroptis destroyed, the Chthonian hegemony that was defeated. I'm sorry. It doesn't come out in a way that makes sense, I guess. I don't know. Bringing an end to their crimes against both Dino and humankind. With that, the Dino-Human War came to an end, and peace was finally declared after 10 years of strife. Of course, there was the manner of rebuilding and dousing all those fires still burning, as well as what to do with all the bodies and... wars are just... wars. So boring. I should probably care more about Prockling's lecture, since history has extremely strong cultural connotations, but man, is it boring. Ahead of me, Olivia's returned to her default sullen, deflated gloom. She's not glaring back at me, so she's probably over whatever that was. Or she still doesn't know I'm here. Boy, will that be entertaining to see. Assuming I don't end up with a mechanical pencil jammed through a lens. Or anywhere else. The other students are similarly they're Paul Blart, Mal Blart, are similarly bored, only occasionally marking down something whenever it sounds like it'll be on a review sheet at the end of the week. There is, of course, no more note passing today. Miss Prockling's infusion yesterday must still be on their minds. There won't be any more chances given, and even though she doesn't seem threatening on her own, the consequences would be dire. She has help. Especially if she can call Solly over like her own personal enforcer. There's simply no getting around it. This is just a period we all have to sit through. And there isn't even any solidarity to be had in our shared misery. It's simply the reality of high school history class. The only saving grace is that she isn't stalking around the room looking for us to do something wrong. Instead, we're being lectured at. My hand mechanically copies down whatever she's written on the board. And while I should be paying attention to what Miss Prockling is saying, I'm more than certain we'll be reading the exact same things from our heavy textbook. So my eyes wander around from her and the board to scan over my peers, all equally as bored and feigning interest. Eventually, there's a bit of movement ahead of me. What's she up to now? Olivia folds a sheet of notebook paper back and forth discreetly, creating a deep crease. She then licks her finger and runs it along the crease and gently pulls. The paper rips along the seam silently. Oh, is she really risking it? What's she even got to gain? It's just a note-passing game. Maybe she feels bad because she got caught yesterday. Oh boy. Olivia passes the note to her left. The student next to her raises an eyebrow, but surprisingly takes the note. and immediately passes it on without looking at it. One by one, my classmates pass the note along to the next. Nobody dares open the note and write something in. I surreptitiously take track of the note in the corner of my eye as it makes the circuit around the room. Thankfully, Miss Prockling's eyes are focused on the board when I feel a tap on my shoulder. I reach for my ear as if to give it a scratch, and the folded page is pushed into my waiting fingers and against my ear. As I feel an edge grind against my earlobe, I chew my lip to take the hiss of pain contained. Probably unintentional, but a paper cut still stings bad, especially on such a fleshy part. My fingers toy with the bundle of paper now at my desk. No one else had bothered with it. I wouldn't exactly call it an empty canvas, but there could be potential here. There's a crumpling noise beneath my fingertips. Must have unfolded it while I was thinking. Looking at the sole doodle on the sheet, I see a pretty simple rat drawing with a very realistic hand next to it giving a thumbs up. There's plenty of space this time. And Miss Prockling is preoccupied at the front. I doubt she'd even notice. The temptation is there, making my fingers itch at finally getting a real chance to do something fun in this sleep-inducing class. In fact, I've the perfect idea in mind that'd catch Olivia's attention. If that doesn't ruin everything, that is. She's not uncompassionate, but Miss Prockling has a lot less tolerance for horseplay in her class. We probably wouldn't get another chance. And going by Coach Solly's one-chance policy, and how these guys aren't even considering playing along, I bet it really wouldn't be pretty. Makes me concerned for Olivia. I could just hold on to the note and give it back after class. Heck, Olivia would never even know. I don't think she even knows I'm in this class. I don't know if this was a choice before. That one. I don't know. That seems like one, but we'll see. I'll just hold on to this. It's something different this time around, so that way Olivia will be spared from Mrs. Prockling's scolding. With the note safely in my pocket, I can focus entirely on the teacher's lecture, which was dragging on and on and on and on. Suddenly I find myself leaning over to see what the wheelchair-bound girl is doing now. She's hunched over, arms atop her desk, moving lazily. Mr. Nito, is there a problem? I bolt upward when the teacher calls my name, and notices a lot of eyes are now on me. No, ma'am, I was just trying to see the board better. Miss Prockling huffs. If you'd paid attention to what I said, that wouldn't be necessary, Mr. Nito. Yes, ma'am. Every once in a while, they'll say something bitchy to you. And it's like, I'm not in the wrong here. I'm not. Nice sarcasm you got there. Jesus Christ. Cheese and crackers. God. What did I do? Yes, ma'am. And that goes double for the rest of you. Yes, Miss Prockling. Good. Now where were we? Oh, right. The old world myths of Megalannica, or what would be more accurate to say is my home continent. While she went on talking about her spider-infested homeland. Uh, is she Australian? I think this bloke saw me. God. Those videos are so good, man. I need to watch them again. I found my eyes looking back at a certain someone. A certain someone who was now looking back at me with wide-eyed shock. I'm caught in the... I'm caught in the briefest of staring contests, and for once I managed to win. Olivia's head whips back forward. It stayed locked forward for the rest of class. I walked to Burger King, and I walked back home from Burger King. I gotta take a walk because talking this much for this long will leave you lightheaded a little bit. Olivia's head whips back forward. It stayed locked forward for the rest of the class. But the last look I saw from her, that came after the surprise. That one radiated anger. I feel the folded paper in my pocket, and my mood suddenly dips. I mean, no one else was adding to it either. That look, plus the knowledge of what I had in my pocket. I take the note back out, unfolding it to see the singular doodle on the page. From the corner of my vision, I notice Olivia raise her hand to Miss Procklin. All right, Miss Halford, you may leave now. Everyone else, you may take the last 5 minutes to start on your homework. Olivia takes her time to pack away her supplies, occasionally glancing my way. Gone is the paranoia from earlier. It's now become just plain annoyance. As she's leaving, I sketch the first thing that comes to mind. Olivia waits at the doorway for Miss Procklin to open it for her. Her head turns my way one last time, and I hold up the doodle page with a big fat doodle of Procklin at the center of it. As if I look like this. Her eyes widen again, though she's forced out when the teacher coughs meaningfully next to her. It's too late for me to realize that Procklin sees me holding the paper up. I try in vain to hide the paper, but by then the teacher is marching her way over. Oh, God. Oh, no. And what do we have here, Mr. Nito? She snatches the paper out of my grasp. Haven't I already told you about wasting the time you have in class? Her eyes will go wide when she sees the unflattering doodle of herself. Oof. She looks at me, face scrunched in anger. What a babe. If this is your attempt at making a humorous gesture, Mr. Nito, then I do not find it funny at all. I mean, I do. And I'm the CEO of humor. So, yeah. Before I could explain myself, Procklin crumpled the papers in her hands and unceremoniously tossed it into the trash bin. Shoot. Defeated, I slumped into my seat, now with no paper at all. Finally, the bell rings and the rest of us are excused. As I pack my things, I hope Olivia will understand what happened. Man, now I get why Olivia gets to leave some classes early. The halls are so packed and chaotic once class ends, I always end up being pushed around by rowdy students headed towards their next classes. Once school ends, it's even worse. When I saw it yesterday, it was something else. The word riptide comes to mind. I ended up waiting around for a few minutes for the flow to die down. It's looking like it's just going to be my routine now. I pass by a few more art displays on my way to the stairs, back down to the first floor. This isn't the art wing, but there's still a bunch of displays up. Maybe there simply isn't enough space. Something presses into my chest and lurches me to a stop. It's Olivia, holding an arm out to stop me. She's still staring up at me, though less suspiciously. Her jaws open, but no sound comes out. She realizes her hand is still out and retracts it awkwardly, indecisively darting between her hoodie pocket and her armrest. Hey, you could have told me. Huh? That you were in Mrs. Prockling's class too. You could have mentioned that. Sorry, I guess I was just sort of aiming for a bit of a dramatic reveal there. She brushes her hair aside. Well, whatever. Later, I guess. Why did you stop me out here? She stops her chair mid-turn with gray eyes contemplating the dirty floor. I don't really get you. Olivia's eyes turn back to me, and now I can see the nervousness in her pupils. Why do you care? Why indeed? Well, I guess the main reason is I want to be friends. With me, though? Sure. She continues to look at me with a vague look of confusion, as if my being as a whole was an enigma. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try, right? Olivia hums in disagreement, finally turning away. Ah, crap, maybe that was too forward of me. By the way, I don't have the note on me anymore. Note? What, with the doodles? From class right now. Yeah, Miss Prockling saw me with it, just as you left, and she tossed it away. Sounds about right. And look, I didn't mean to hold on to it during class, but I didn't want you to get in trouble with Prockling if she saw you with it. Seemed like the best option for everyone, you know. She seems surprised by my reasoning, and stirs in her emotions until she settles on neutral. It's whatever. I deal with her on the regular anyways. Her head turns to look neutrally at... I didn't notice the school had elevators. So why don't more people use it? She flashes a key from her pocket. So it's part of her accommodations. Makes sense. By now the hallway has cleared up a bit. The elevator arrives and Olivia rolls in. She moves her arm to push the button and jams the key in some slot. Anyways, later. I'll see you tomorrow then. I watch as the doors slowly shut with a squeak until I can no longer see the green Gator girl. My senses return to me and I start making my way to the metro station. That is important. Definitely. Huh. It probably does work the same way as the other one. As I make the journey home, I look back to the progress I've made with Olivia. It's definitely been a rocky start, but I put it on unfortunate circumstances. Though maybe there was some things I could have done better. Liz and Ben may have had a bit of a point about Olivia, but I'll keep trying. A week into September it has come and gone, and I'm finally feeling acclimated to St. Hammond. Things have been going pretty smooth lately, if I do say so myself. Over the past week or so, I've been getting more and more used to my new friends, learning new quirks of them daily over lunch and in our classes. Like Olivia's penchant for tail whips. As I sit on the metro to school, my foot comes up to prod at the tender spot on my shin. Ow. I also learned not to borrow Olivia's stuff without asking. She usually tries to keep to herself, even when we're partnered up. Ugh. But I do my best to play nice. Not to say she's being rude or anything, just quiet. More and more, I kind of figured that part of her silence was just nerves. Accepting that silent facet, I think we found some small understanding between us. Well, enough that I think she's starting to see me as a friend now. Among other things, Damien and Liz have given me their numbers. Or rather, Damien gave me both his and Liz's numbers. At first I thought that Liz would be mad that Damien had basically doxed her, but she didn't seem to mind once he explained his reasons. I also got Ben's number since he'd figured we'd be doing a lot more team projects in photography class. My eyes roll over the past messages with my new friends. I became so engrossed rereading them that I nearly missed out the announcement of my stop. I scrambled to get off the metro, the closing doors just catching my jacket and forcing me to yank it out before I'm dragged down the tracks. That's the bad ending right there. Oh. Not going to let that bring my mood down though. Nearly dying. It's Friday, meaning after today comes the weekend. It's Friday night, motherfuckers. It's a quick walk from the station, and I can see the school enter my field of view now. The school looks completely barren. Is it closed? Weird. I look around at some of the small stores that surrounded the school, the ones that are usually staffed by student workers. They're also empty. One of them has lights on, but it just looks like the manager's looking over some paperwork inside. I don't recall any announcement about a holiday today, and while I admit to having forgotten what day it was in the past, I am absolutely certain it's Friday. We're getting close to new stuff, boys. My goodness. I don't recall any announcement about a holiday today, and while I admit to having forgotten what day it was in the past, I am absolutely certain it's Friday. So where is everyone? Even the entryway to the school is barren. The door probably won't even open. Yep. Hello? I dance a bit in front of the camera watching the door. It does not respond. You know what? Damien would know what's going on. I flip through my contacts and find Damien's number. I put the phone to my ear and pray that he picks up. After a minute or so of waiting, the dial tone cuts off and is replaced by Damien's voice. Yo, what's up? What up, Nico? Hey, Damien. I'm at the school right now and it looks like no one's here. Know what that's about? Well, what do you... There's a brief pause on the other end of the line. Oh... Didn't you hear? Hear what? Today's the last warm day of the season, so everyone's celebrating. Celebrating? Yeah, we're actually having a cookout at my place today. Say, you want to come over? The generous but spontaneous offer causes me to hesitate for a moment to respond. Thanks for the offer, Damien, but it's alright. I wouldn't want to intrude on your guys' party. What? It's no big deal at all, dude. My folks enjoy the company, and there's gonna be plenty to eat, too. Plus, Olivia's here as well. I weigh my options, either go to the party or I could just take the metro back home and sit in my room doing nothing. Inky, you still there, buddy? Yeah, still here, just clearing my schedule. You sure it wouldn't be an issue? Of course not, amigo. A friend of mine is a friend of the family. Well, alright then. Nice, I'll text you the address. See you soon, compadre. With that, the call ends, and not a few seconds later that I get a text notification. T-Man. Critton Road, I don't know. Critton Road, or whatever, I don't know. Crichton, I don't know. Go the long way around the neighborhood. Neighbor doesn't chain his dog, lol. I copy and paste the address on my Google Maps and... looks like Damien lives pretty close to the school. Of course, it's a little longer taking Damien's instructions, but I'm not about to try out running a loose dog with my physique. Well, better make my way over then. There it is, 61193. The house looks standard for a house in this neck of the woods, or neighborhood. It's a one-story place, but it looks pretty spacious. Definitely a family house. I walk up the stone-stepped path to the front door and ring the doorbell. The grocery bag wrapped around my fingers is starting to chafe a bit. Ugh. I could have just come right away, but it felt bad coming over empty-handed, so I got something for the party. A simple salad bowl from one of the local stores on the way over. It doesn't seem like much, but as my mom taught me, it's courteous to come to a party with something. Actually, I realize how ill-prepared I look for an end-of-summer celebration. With Damien mentioning a pool, everyone else must either be wearing casual clothes or swimwear. Meanwhile, here I am looking overly formal. Not like I could have thought to bring swim trunks to school. The door swings open and out steps Damien. Just let go of the damn thing, why don't you? Ninko? Wow, man, you're crazy early. And you've come bearing gifts. Yep, here I am. I didn't want to come empty-handed, so I stopped by the store and got a salad. You didn't have to, dude. Seriously, though, you really didn't have to. My family and I are carnivores. But thanks. Still, it's like not even 10, man. You didn't give me a time, so... Nah, that's my bad. Still, since you're here already, come on in. Well, don't I feel silly. Damien still accepts the grocery bag and chucks it off to the side somewhere. Come on, everyone's out back right now. He turns back, making for a sliding door on the opposite end of the house. Following after, I barely have time to take in what I think is a living room and dining room. Is that one of those robot dogs in the corner? There's a number of toys strewn about, foam dart guns and loose game controllers. They're see-through. My goodness. That's what they had. Every time. Damien opens the glass door and gives me a small push out of the house. Hey everyone, we've got a guest already. Stepping out onto a wooden deck, I'm surprised to see the pool and yard. To the left of me is what looks to be an older, heavier set version of Damien. Well, hi there. Hello, sir, I'm Hinko. He shifts the barbecue tongs from his right hand to his left so that he can shake my hand. Randy Payne, you can just call me Randy, though. I had the grimace as we shake hands, feeling what I'm guessing is a very stickly marinade now clinging to my palm. Didn't think someone would come this early. Just finished getting the good stuff all sauced up. As soon as he lets go, he focuses back on the piles of different meats heaped up next to the grill. Meanwhile, I grab some nearby napkins to wipe the sauce from my hand. Oh, what's on the menu? Let's see here. We got brisket, flanks, ribs, sirloin, tenderloin, top sirloin, bottom sirloin, rounds, and shanks. That's a lot of cow. All marinated in my special mix of wet rub and dry rub seasoning. Wow, that's a lot, Randy. Me, Damien, and Soph will be doing it in shifts. If you're interested, I'll let you lend a hand too, if the missus doesn't rope you into carrying too much around. Sure, sounds fun. I've never actually grilled before. It's not too tough, you'll see. Now that I'm here, I can finally ask Damien the question that's been on my mind. Hey, Damien, so I've been curious this whole time. What exactly is this celebration anyways? Oh yeah, I haven't told you yet. Well, you see, before Damien can properly explain, a motherly voice cuts him off. Damien, sweetie, you shouldn't keep your baby brother waiting any longer. At the mention of the younger sibling, a tiny Damien clone jumps over the deck railing and... acid punch! Fuck! Seriously though, what are Mr. Beast videos like? I've heard the words human experiments thrown around, and I don't know, man. Oh gosh, why? 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 Finny? That shirt is incredible. And now you won't get sued. So there's that. When Mouse comes out, I'll probably play that. It's wish-listed. Finny? Look, bro, just like from Power Raptors. I told you I could do it. I'm so sorry, Inko. Vincent, this is why I don't want you watching those violent shows. Bye. The younger dino isn't listening. He's already run off to find another victim of the dreaded acid punch. You alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Was that really acid? No. But here, you should wipe that off. Now. I take the towel handed to me and wipe off the splotch on my pants from where Vincent had punched. Did he hit me in the dick? Oh my god. Or the leg. Dilophosaurus spit only gets more acidic after they reach puberty. I begin to rub away the spittle from my pants with a bit more urgency. Thankfully, he's more me than his mother, otherwise you need a new pair of pants. Wait, that's an actual thing. Randy laughs. So, you must be Damien's new friend from school. Indeed I am. Damien's mom's head pops up at the side of the deck with a tired smile. Hello, ma'am. Thank you for having me. Oh, I didn't know we'd have guests so soon. I would have cleaned up more. You can just call me Sophia, dear. Speaking of school, Damien told me that you were there. That you were there. Why'd you be going there today of all days? Honestly, I didn't even realize that today's a holiday. Usually I mark them on my calendar, but it must have flown over my head. That's no worries then. It's mainly us dinos who celebrate it. Yeah, Damien told me a bit about it, but I'm not sure I fully understand. In that case, I'd be more than glad to clue you in. It's called Summer's End, as today marks the last warm day of the season. Are you sure about that? After this, fall and winter start rolling in. Huh, interesting. Well, this'll probably make me sound stupid for asking, but how come you celebrate it? To put it simply, the cold might be manageable for warm bloods. For us reptiles, it's no bueno. So we spend the last day soaking in the sun and enjoying the warm weather before it starts getting chilly. That makes sense. Next thing you know, everyone's wearing extra layers and putting up the heat lamps. Though it apparently used to be Ice Age levels of frigid back in my granddad's age, so I guess we can consider ourselves lucky. Otherwise, we'd be nothing but a couple of popsicles with their tails for sticks. The patriarch lets out a laugh that's as infectious as his son's. He wipes a tear from his eye as he goes back to flipping the meat on the grill. Anywho, we're going to start cooking up the food, so make yourself comfortable. Thank you, sir. I mean Randy. While Damien's dad attends to the grill, I move to the banister overlooking the pool. It's filled with a couple of aquatic toys and air-filled floaties. Man, I wish my place had a pool. Well, I do have extra jeans at home. Ruining one pair won't be a huge issue. Nah, on second thought, it'd be real annoying to deal with drying off and going home. Wonder how deep. Oh, fuck! Oh. Ah! The hell are you doing here? I was invited! Focus on her face and not the other thing. Things, odd. Who bought that for her? What the heck are you doing here? I live here, moron. Oh, yeah, crap. Right. Damien even told me on the way. Anyways. No, really, why are you here? Nobody was at school when I got there. Huh? Yeah, check the doors and everything. They announced the holiday yesterday in homeroom. Didn't you hear it? That's what Liz said over the PA yesterday? You can barely understand what people say on those announcements, man. Jeez. I thought that was the school's anthem or something. No wonder everyone was staring as I saluted. they autistic? What the hell's the matter with them? Must have not been paying attention. But yeah, I asked Damien what was up. He said there's some event going on and invited me. Olivia sinks a bit into the water. Actually, a stupid question, but are you really okay to swim? There's that glare again. Of course, why wouldn't I be? Well, you know, thankfully she gets what I'm saying. Sorry. She simply rolls her eyes. I like it in the water. I kind of wish I knew about all this earlier. I'd have brought my trunks. No, I'm not sharing my pool with you. Why not? Instead of answering me verbally, Olivia's tail whips up some water at me like a large wave. Yo, Inko, come check this out. Olivia takes the opportunity to slink back into the water. I think she's doing a weird version of the dead man's float. You know what I was about to say, but I didn't say it, so you should be proud of me. Well, whatever. What's Damien yelling about? Yeah, Damien? Well, first, my little bro has something to say to ya. Sorry for giving you an acid punch, Inky. Looks like he taught his younger sibling about my nickname, too. It's alright, Vinny! Vinny extends his hand for a handshake, though it's obscured by his sleeves. Give the children proper sleeves, okay? They deserve it. Okay? And secondly, we need a few chairs out here. We got some folding ones, but also some from the kitchen. Got it. They're cheap wood, not real heavy at all. After the chairs, we can do the table together. Mom'd be pissed if that got dropped. But why? It's the only one we got. And after everything's set, we can play something fun. Okay, little man? Vincent grins and bolts back towards the house. Damien chuckles, and we both follow after the kid. The table drops a few inches. We were able to lift it with a hard crash back onto the tile. I'd be worried about the cracks, but the floor is already pretty shattered around here from the years. This table must actually be their gold storage, and it's just painted to look like wood. That's the only explanation. Oh, fuck. We catch our breaths and give our strained muscles a moment to relax. Why can't Olivia help us? She's super strong. Olivia's enjoying herself in the pool, bro. We don't want to ruin her time. Her chair thing has wheels. We can use that. I think it might be a bit small. No fair. She's gonna go to her room soon. Why can't she help? Come on, it's not in front of any guests, yeah? It's true, though. Don't you know that? You don't know that. Come on. The Damien Mini-Me pouts. I think I got a better grip on the table now. Let's try one more time. Okay, I'm ready. 1, 2... Wait. Huh? What's up? I'm putting my thinking cap on. Oh. Mom must have been talking about the plastic table in the garage, not the dining room table. You're right. What? What? Guess we gotta haul this thing back into the dining room, fellas. That wasn't there before. Great. After getting the suspiciously heavy table back inside, Damien and I carry the much lighter plastic one out the door. As I catch my breath, I notice the younger dinosaur is gone. Maybe he ran off to do something else. Either way, I guess now's the time to ask. Hey, Damien. Yeah? What was that about Olivia going to her room? There's vines in the houses. My God. Huh? Sorry, yeah, an awkward silence fills the air for a few moments. It's just... she doesn't really stick around for family events like this is all. Regular introvert stuff, you know, it's no big deal. And your parents are okay with that. Why wouldn't they be? She's her own person. Right. She usually makes appearances for food, though. Hey, speaking of food, you want to go check on the grill? Why, wow, there's no way the food is done by now. I know, I just like the smell. Alright then. Sweet, let's go. As we make our way to where Damien's dad is manning the grill, I catch a whiff of the spices and marinades applied to all the meat. Sophie is accompanying him, helping to place the meat on the grill. How's it coming along, Pops? You making any how I like 'em? You know it, son. Have a look for yourselves. He steps aside and lets us gaze at the variety of barbecue set over the flames. The smell of it cooking and the symphonic sizzling sound has my mouth watering in seconds. Good, right? I'll say. Randy uses a pair of tongs to grab a piece of steak that looks halfway cooked. The secret is that you gotta let these babies have some time getting seared on each side. That way it really homes in the flavor. Well, oops. There's about a silence between everyone as we all stare down at the piece of meat on the floor. It's not too ruined. Hey, Olivia, you want it? It's on the floor. A pair of eyes appear over the edge of the pool. Sure, toss it in. What's this now? Am I at the zoo? Randy proceeds to chuck the steaks right into the water as one would do with a chum to attract fish. Jeez. Anywho, since you're our first guest, Inko, you get the honor of getting choice picks. Which one do you want? I don't want to impose or anything. Nonsense. Besides, better get in your picks now before the other guests arrive later. Hey, think of it as payback for all the soda and chips you've been getting us. Come again? Well, I guess a burger is more convenient. I don't get to attend a family barbecue every day. Ow, ow, ow. Excellent choice, Inko. Want it rare, medium rare, or well done? Hey, Inko, go for the rare. Damien licks his lips as he says that. Rare? What the hell? Oh, carnivores, right. I'm pretty sure a raw burger would kill me. I'll take my burger well done. Yeah, I'm sure you'll want ketchup with it too, huh? Yes. Yes. Come on, Damien. One well done burg coming right up. Yeah, not gonna take any chances. Just saying you're missing out, amigo. I'm pretty sure your mother was just messing with them. We'd never serve that sort of thing to a guest. There's no way we could afford the suit. Mr. Randy lets out a hearty guffaw as he lets the burgers on the grill. It's alright, son, though it may not look like it. Volcadera has its share of humans. From what I know, you guys can eat about anything, right? Raw meat aside. Yeah, I guess. Must be nice to be able to just grab whatever's on sale at the market. Meat prices these days are getting pretty crazy. I've seen some of that synthetic meat around that might be cheaper. Why not try it out? We don't use language like that in this household. Sorry. There's one taboo I stumbled into head first. Look at his little pout. Just Noted. I better change the subject before things get any more awkward. So, hey, Damien. I've been curious this whole time. What exactly is this summer's end celebration anyway? Did my dad tell you earlier? It's the last warm day of the year, or whatever. Yeah, I get that part, but why is it a holiday? That. Actually, I don't really remember either. Guess I should have been paying more attention at school. It's a bit concerning he doesn't know this much about his own culture he's currently celebrating. Actually, he probably doesn't even need a reason. Why would you? It's just the last warm day of the year. Any excuse for get-togethers is fine in my book. The kid flumps down hard on the grass in a way that only children can do without shattering something. Yeah, and we don't gotta go to school. It's nice and warm, and we get to eat real good. I think those Mayans had the right idea. Vinny? Mayans, yeah? Hey, Inko, are you a virgin? Alright, it's about ready. It's about time the guests showed up too, isn't it? They'll be here any minute. Oh, Olivia. Across the yard, Olivia contentedly drifted into the middle of the pool. Though a look came across her face upon hearing Damien's mom, and she began paddling towards the raised deck. Are you going in so soon? Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to wait until the others get here? Yeah, wait till the food's ready so we can all eat together. I'd rather not. I just have a lot of art stuff I have to do. Sorry. Damien's little brother steps out from the small deck. But you said we'd play sometime today. She tries to back her uncertain tone up with a shaky smile. Maybe later, Vinny. Have fun? She lifts herself from the pool and kneels atop her chair. I'm confused at how her legs work, but my best guess is that perhaps they only do above the knees. Turning about, her hands carefully set her feet down on the chair's footrest. Fully settled onto the chair, Olivia rolls herself into the sliding back door of the house. Think the table is just about set. Now we really are just waiting on the others. Damien, has your friend texted you at all? Yeah, Liz said she'd be here about now. Oh, it's Liz? Nice. She's bringing her uncle, too. Oh, snap. That's nice. I'll bust out the brewskis then. In fact, Damien shields his eyes and looks upward behind me. I turn too, but at this angle I can't see anything. Yeah, they're in the front yard. I'll go get them. Damien rushes through the back door into the house. A moment later, he emerges again as if to show off the new guests. Come on, don't make it weird. Hi, everyone. Oh, Inko, you're here. Yeah, I got roped in. Neat. Come on, Uncle Mac. Through here. Hey now, I'm not that old. The giant figure slumbers through the doorway. That is not what I told him to get. I'm guessing he was thinking of just like a little regular little chain. Now that I think about it. Hey, Michael. Randy, how have you been? The two pat each other's backs and give a firm handshake. Daddy's got his thumb in his pocket too. So there's that. Doing good, doing good. How about yourself? What's with the ridiculous get-up? Is it Mardi Gras? I don't think I'll ever go to New Orleans. No, thank you. No, nothing like that. I've just been trying to relate a bit more to the younger generation recently. It seems we're just too different these days and all. Come on, leave that stuff to the kids. And he sees me. Huh. Mr. Ferris? You know him? Yeah, we met. He takes the same train as me. He's been helping me out. Recommend I try this chain out. Liz jerks her head in my direction furiously. I'm gonna get it later. Oh God, really regretting the handshake now. Think he popped all my bones at once. The food will be ready soon, Ninko. Your turn on the grill. Don't worry, kid. All you gotta do is keep an eye on the meat and make sure they don't catch on fire. Damien's father leaves after I nod. The rest, too, heading to where Damien, Vinny, and I had just set the chairs and table. Turning out to the grill with a grimace, I swallow my nerves and take up the tongs. We just want a grill, for God's sakes. Right, nothing to worry about. No racism, socialism, or KKK. Just a good day out in the yard. Okay, nothing bad so far. Hey, fuck. Oh, sorry. She's so cute. Look at her. Hey, Liz, what are you doing here? Oh, everyone else is talking about Randy's cooking, and I figured I'd see what was on the menu. What do you think I'm doing? Why on earth are you getting my uncle to dress like he's going to be in a music video? Doing your mom. Doing your mom. He asked for help. You thought that was good help. Yeah, he just didn't take it right. It was a regular gold chain that normal people wear. Across the yard, Vinny's jumping at the shiny object. Mr. Ferris caves and lends it to him. See? Problem solved. May your knife chip and shatter or whatever. I don't know. Dune was awesome. Anyways. Across the yard, Vinny's jumping at the shiny object. Mr. Ferris caves and lends it to him. See? Problem solved. Ignoring Vinny, now strutting around like a gangster. Oh man, whatever. What's actually cooking? I motioned to the silver tray spread out next to the grill. It's a lot of meat. Actually, aren't you a herbivore, Liz? I am, but I think Damien thought ahead for me. Wait, wasn't that the salad I brought? I knew he wouldn't forget about me like that. Anyway, is Olivia out here? She was just in the pool, decided to go inside. Liz's head is still for a moment, as if she's in thought. Apparently it's a common thing with her. Yeah. I was hoping she'd have stuck around for once. So she does this often? Every time Damien's folks throw a party, she slips away to her room. I sometimes see her at her window. Her eyes motion me to turn and look at a particular window. Can't really see it from this angle. Why would now be any different then? Liz shoots me a knowing look. Is that new? Guess that one's new. What? Well, I figured she was opening up a little to you. I mean, I guess. To some degree. Not like I have any frame of reference. At best, I can kind of talk to Olivia now. Oh, what? Did you just hiss at me? No. Then what? Oh, gosh! A certified hood classic right there. Till the end of time. One day I will play Yick on this channel all the way through. Spinning around, I see that something is caught on fire. I never actually finished watching the entire Oni Play series of it, so a lot of it is still gonna be new to me. So there's that. Spinning around, I see that something is caught on fire. I grab whatever it is with the tongs and flail it around, hoping the air would put it out. It works well enough, but it's pretty burnt. Well, that one's a lost cause. I give the piece of charcoal a careful look, and yeah, it doesn't look edible in the least. I put it to the side and turn back to face Liz. Anyway, what were you saying about Olivia opening up? Yeah, it's strange, but also good. Certainly a bit surreal after all this time. Liz lets out a sigh and shrugs. Well, it's a shame, but it is what it is. Anyway, I want to go catch up with the others. See you around. Liz returns to the rest of the gathering, leaving me alone with the grill once again. Burnt piece of meat aside, the rest of the food is looking good. Still, I'm not exactly the best grill master. Not like it matters too much to Damien's folk. Whether food's actually cooked or not is purely an aesthetic matter. A couple more flips and the meat is brown and sizzling, which is good enough in my book to put them along with the other finished pieces. Think I'm about done with my shift. Damien's turn was next. He was just going to be wrapping up these last few things. It doesn't take me long to spot him chatting with Liz, who's enraptured with whatever guaranteed high-concept discussion they're having. Hey, Damien. Damien's frill things perk a bit as he turns around to face me. Your turn on the grill. You got it, hombre. He waves Liz over and takes firm hold of the spatula. Okay, time to get some more. He suddenly pauses as his eyes fall upon the charred remains of a once juicy and savory piece of meat. He picks up the piece of meat and inspects it before chomping down on it with a single bite. Okay, I'll finish cooking the last pieces. Inky, if you'd be an awesome dude, can you start serving the others with what's ready to chow on? I give Damien a nod and grab the tray of cooked meat. I take the tray over to the eagerly waiting crowd, with all the care to be expected from someone surrounded by very hungry, meat-eating Surian. Upon seeing the platter of delectable and edible flesh, stop whatever they are doing and begin to gather around the table. And then I said, well, it's because you look like a student yourself, miss. Oh, that's rich coming from you. Me is finally here, Vincent. Now remember your manners. Hopefully with my salad, too. She's so cute. Look at her. Seems like everyone's having a pretty good time with their meal. They even eat the ones that I cooked, though I can see Damien's little brother making a slight face of disgust. Still winds up chomping on the meat anyways. All in all, I'm pretty satisfied with how my cooking turned out. I take a seat next to Damien and Liz and prepare my meal before I dig in. Gotta go with the tried and true, ketchup and nothing more. With my burger prepared, I go in for my first bite. I don't know if I already said this, but I got sick again from making the mistake I swore I'd never make again. And that was pretty bad. Once the stomach pain was over with, I actually managed to eat something, and then I got heartburn really bad, and I had to deal with that. Ugh. With my burger prepared, I go in for my first bite. Got to say, Damien's dad did a great job with the patty. What do you think, Ginkgo? I give a thumbs up and smile as best as I can with a full mouth. The elder dinosaur gives me a toothy, sauce-stained grin in return. I can see where Damien gets that toothy grin of his. Savoring the well-cooked meat patty and buns with each bite, I slowly lose myself in the party's mood. Though I feel more ancillary from it, I don't know, seeing the adults lost in work talk, while Damien and Liz are handling the excitable Vinny. Humming around a mouthful of burger, my eyes wander. The entire yard is smaller than mine, and there are tons of toys scattered in the low-cut grass. Not too many plants either, just the grass and a couple of shrubs running alongside the fence. The word quaint comes to mind. Maybe intimate. I could picture the kinds of events that happen back here. I shake my head, clearing my photographer's mind away. Oh. It's Damien's place, private property. I'd have to ask before I do anything camera-related. Thinking about it though, I do have my camera, securely stored in my backpack inside the home. A part of me considers grabbing it, and as I look back towards the house, I spy a certain someone at their window. Olivia leers out across the yard. She's too far away to tell what exactly she's staring at. That must be a room then. Her gaze shifts a bit. I still can't see what she's looking at, but it's in my direction. Or Damien, he's sitting next to me. I carefully trace whether her eyes are focused, leaning to the side and slowly coming to. The plate in my hand. Checking back, she's laser focused on something. I wonder. I slowly lifted the plate up and Olivia's head tilts upward with it. I lower it and her head tilts downward. A part of me wants to test this further, except that'd be a real waste of food. Whatever illusion she was under is shattered with the shake of her head. I can hear Olivia's annoyed growl from here as she turns her snout up at me and returns to whatever it is she was doing. So she does want some. Why not come out? Well, I'm sure nobody would mind if I just brought a plate in and left it. Besides, my fingers are sticky from all the finger foods, to the point where they stick to my paper plate. It's actually kind of gross. Now I wonder why I avoid it normally. Ungluing my fingers from the plate, Damien's mother notices my plot. You can use the kitchen sink for that, Inko. Or the pool. No. Sticking my thoroughly marinated fingers in the pool. That just seems like a future issue for whoever has to clean it up later. Thank you, ma'am. I think I'll use the sink. Damien's already gotten up for thirds, so there's plenty. I load up a new paper plate with a steak and whatever remains of the ribs, and discreetly head inside. Thankfully, the sliding door is partially opened, just enough so I can use my foot to push it the rest of the way open. There's a coffee table in the living room. That's as good a place as any. And the kitchen's right there. I'll just rinse my hands off a bit. Making liberal use of the dish soap, I start scrubbing my hands thoroughly. This is something you'd hear in Smash Brothers. A little more. Making liberal use of the dish soap, I start scrubbing my hands thoroughly. While I feel the stickiness start to unstick itself, I look out the window. Damien's parents seem to be focused on Vinny, but Damien is still shooting looks to the left. The hyperactive hybrid shoots up from his seat, disappearing from view. Wonder where he... Oh! Dang, clothes still on and all. Kid was serious about washing hands in the pool. Man, I could have gone for a dip myself. The AC in here makes a huge difference. Must be 90 degrees out today. There's plenty of soda, so I'm not in danger of dehydration at least. Geez, I'm only noticing just how warm I still am from stepping inside. I'm surprised there's no steam rising from me. Looks a little red, too. Good thing I didn't bring any sunscreen. Crap. It's not that bad yet. Maybe the Paynes have some sunscreen around. No, they're reptiles. They wouldn't have any. Maybe I'll just have to deal with it. What is it called? Waterworld? Something like that. That was the one time I got sunburnt that I remember. My knuckles start hurting from being wrung so much. The smell isn't gone yet, though. Anyway, should be clean enough to... Both of us are frozen still, locked in a staring contest. The steak shoved in her mouth, she stares like a deer caught in headlights. She spits the steak back on the plate in her lap and grips the inside of her sleeves. Takes me a moment to collect myself to muster up some conversation. Yeah, your delivery came in. You want a soda with that? My joke goes unlaughed at. I tried. May as well. Need to get to the fridge. Oh, sorry. I step to the side to give Olivia enough space. She rolls herself over to the fridge, opens it up, and rummages through. We exchange a few awkward glances, to the point that it's palpable in the air. So, what are you doing? Getting a soda? The kid's taking your spot in the swimming pool. That's fine. I'm just gonna go crash in my room. There's still a party going on outside. I'm busy with art. Stuffing the soda can in her coat pocket, Olivia redirects herself and, with a flick of her tail, closes the fridge shut. But what about the party? What about it? Still going on? And, look, I've got stuff to work on. Even though it's a holiday, it seems like the perfect time to get together with friends and family, and I'm not their family, if you haven't noticed. And I'm not going to be here for much longer. That's a new look from her. Was it because of what I said? Olivia? What? There's a couple of different things dancing atop my tongue that I wish to say. Some would be too intrusive, especially after what she just said. One, however, sticks out the most, especially after she had brought up working on it. And I genuinely want to see Olivia's process. Would you, mind some company? What? Seems pretty empty in the house to be by your lonesome, so maybe it'd be nice to hang out. Plus, I've been wanting to see your art for a while. Especially as I recall her freshman piece that's displayed right next to the principal's office. I'll even show you some of my stuff. I have a portfolio drive in my backpack after all. I have to hold back my laugh as a silly strangled noise of surprised confusion escapes her mouth. Is that an okay then? No, it's just... I don't want anyone else in my room. Then how about the living room? I motion at the well-loved couch nearby. She hums in thought for a moment. Are you really that interested? Yes. I've been wanting to see your work ever since I found out that the cityscape piece in the gala was yours. Olivia clutches her hands together tightly. Okay, fine. If you're so interested, you can watch. She wheels herself back towards the shut door. Need to get my stuff set up first, though. Sure, I'll be here on the couch. I kind of feel bad for missing out on the party too, but I doubt I'll ever get another chance like this. Olivia returns with a small easel, already set up with a half-finished painting. I don't know if that was there before. She takes a moment to shift herself from a wheelchair to the end of the couch right next to me. She is pretty close to me. I can feel her thigh barely brush up against mine, but I'll try not to pay it no mind. The painting looks like a bust of a nondescript dino guy. Although with how vibrant these guys are, it could easily be a portrait of someone specific. This isn't that good. She rips the page off and crumples it in her hands. Starting over then? Don't interrupt. She takes a deep breath. The paintbrush nears the canvas, slowly and gracefully, although it's clear her nerves are getting to her. Okay. Wait. Olivia looks down for a moment before she jerks her head back up, her face gaining a reddish hue. Dude, why'd you scooch so close to me? I didn't? You're the one who sat next to me. Oh. She looks away for a moment, realizing how over the top her reaction was. Olivia then does a double take at me, her brows furrowing. What's wrong with your skin? I was born like this, actually, huh? You come into my country, call me white. How dare you? I don't know. What the... I'm sorry. Shut up. That's not... You know what? Yes, it is. But I mean, it's red. Yeah, I think I'm sunburnt. As I look over the red splotch on my arm, Olivia raises a hand and touches it. Ow! Why? Geez, that really hurts. Yeah, it does. I didn't think to get sunscreen on the way over. There wouldn't happen to be any here, right? Point taken. But there's some of those spiky plants outside. A low something, I think. Just snap a leaf off. Mrs. Payne won't care, probably. I think I've heard something about that plant before. Yeah. Alright, I guess I'll give it a shot. I get up and head back out the front door. Lo and behold, there were in fact a number of those spiky plants around. I walk up to the nearest one and carefully grab the leaf in a spot with dull spikes. It bends and snaps off pretty easily. Man, this looks about good enough to eat, but it probably tastes awful. Is it really good for curing sunburnt skin? Back inside, Olivia started painting again. She gazes intently at the page. And the plate of food I had brought in had been cleaned. Olivia holds one last rib in her mouth like a cigarette. It waggles up and down between her teeth. When she sees me, she crunches the bone in two and swallows the last of it whole. Well, it's probably also good for her, so I bring up the hello leaf. This it? She nods and extends a hand to grab it. I hand her the thick leaf, and she extends a single claw. Once she catches the edge of the skin, she makes quick work of peeling the husk off. You do that often? Not me. Sophia uses it a lot to make smoothies for the family and healing salves for Vinny. They're real pretty, too. Olivia blinks, coughs, and grimaces. To paint, I mean. Natural homemade healing recipe, huh? Gonna have to ask for that later. Could come in handy down the line. I move to remove my jacket so the aloe can be applied properly. And how is it on my arm? Like, where is the sunburn on my body? Like, on my neck, yeah, obviously. And my face, probably. But I'm wearing pants and long sleeves. But I don't get far before I notice Olivia's face turning a darker shade again. No! No need to remove your jacket. Just roll up your sleeves and put the jelly on your neck. She hands me now exposed aloe jelly, all the while doing her best to not lock eyes with me. After rolling up my sleeves, I scoop out a dollop of the opaque substance. The feeling of relief hits me the moment I spread it across my neck. Man, this feels good. I start applying more to my nose, cheeks, and most importantly, the top of my head. As I do, I watch Olivia continue her painting, taking extra attention to her brush strokes. I'm a regular Wojak, let me tell ya. I just realized that guy has cancer. As I do, I watch Olivia continue her painting, taking extra attention to her brush strokes. The way she moves it down the canvas with such smoothness and gentleness shows her level of concentration. Not too rushed, but also not that overly focused on the art either. Using the last of the aloe to cover my arms, I'm fully covered in rudimentary remedy. I take a second to throw the husk away in the kitchen trash, catching a glimpse of the party outside. Everyone looks like they're having a good time out there. Except for Mrs. Sophia, who's clearly trying to chase a very soaked Vinny with a towel. What a babe. Back on the couch, Olivia's painting is starting to take a more defined shape. Unlike the cityscape piece, however, it looks more organic. She continues to paint in silence, occasionally doing a quick glance at me to see if I'm still watching. I don't want to poke at Olivia for no reason, but this might be my only chance to ask. Hey, Olivia? Your family, the Paynes, they seem like a lively bunch. What's that supposed to mean? I knew Damien was eccentric, but I can see he gets it from the rest of your family. First of all, the Paynes are my godparents. Secondly, yeah, they are. So, how long have you known them for? Olivia pauses for a moment mid-brushstroke, but then continues. Practically my whole life. Damien and I have known each other since we were carpet crocs.
Stu, what are you doing?
Making chocolate pudding.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding?
Because I've lost control of my life.
And his parents have known my dad since, well, forever. Since before we were even neighbors. Friends of the family? Pretty much. Whole reason why I'm living with them. Her muzzle clamps shut. Forget what I just said. The words were spoken with a tone tinged bitter with something. A tone I felt very familiar with whenever my own family is brought up. Sure. The only sounds left now are her brushstrokes on the canvas. My focus turns back to the patch of blotchy red and pale acrylic oil slowly forming across the wide expanse. Wait a minute. These colors, they seem oddly familiar. Occasionally, Olivia's gray eyes would glance my way before going back to her work. Compared to the more rapid pace of time-lapse art videos I had viewed, she was more deliberate with each of her movements. Pretty obvious since most of those were done digitally, another thing I had not considered. Still, staring at the painting in progress itself, there's something uncanny about it. It's now more formed, definitely looking like something. Cupping my chin with one hand in contemplation, I use the other to try and trace out the peachy pale and vibrant red colors. Olivia looks back to me again, and a glint of something shines through her eyes. Hold that pose now. Hey! Wait a minute here. How long have you been using me as a layman doll? Her hand fails to cover up the snort that comes from her nose, followed by a gremlin-like cackle. Consider it the price to see my process. I want a refund. Nope. Look at it again, it's slowly becoming an oil bust of my burnt face. Like looking in a mirror, eh? Can't you at least get my good angle? Nope. Turning back to the mural melanoma, Olivia starts adding in a blotch of cream by my head. A sigh escapes my lips. Hey, I said stay still. Why? And I'm not that red. Another high-pitched giggle comes out of Olivia. It's called artistic license. Well, it needs to be renewed. Despite being the butt of her joke, I feel myself smiling. Must be the new sounds from her. It's the first time I think I've seen her happy outside of Vidakin's class. And yeah, that laugh of hers is kind of infectious. The silence returns, though the mood feels much lighter now. I feel so stiff right now. Paint me as I am, warts and all. I don't know how long I've been holding this pose now. If I had to guess from the sunlight filtering into the house, it's at least been an hour. Merle du melanoma was almost done, and it was staring back at me with the most intense eyes. Olivia's attention was left on one final detail. The hand holding my chin. I'm thankful she'd finished the sunglasses first, because the reflected light from the sliding door had been searing my retina. Doesn't get... Is it right at the specific angle where it gets you? Yeah, that has to stay closed, because any little bit of sunlight in the morning is just gonna fucking bother me, and I'm just like, close it, please, for God's sake. Like it'll get right at me. Olivia? Hush. She turns her head and focuses entirely on the hand held by my ear. Pupils moving rapidly to try and take in every last detail. Her fingers twitch as her hand hovers over the painted hand. Her eyes are now shifting between my hand and my eyes. Her hand is now quaking, and a growing redness suffused on her face. The more she looks towards my eyes, the more her arm shakes and face brightens. Finally, she turns away from me entirely, bringing both of her arms with her and away from me and the canvas. Okay. Her cheeks puff out as she exhales her held breath. Okay. That is new. What a lad. Finally, she turns her cherry red face to the canvas and expects the near complete portrait. I'll come back to this later. Can I? Yeah. You can drop your hand now. Finally. I lay back on the couch, feeling my spinal cord pop in rapid succession. I said your hand. Can't. I attempt to stretch my arm in front of me. And because of my stiffened muscles, my forearm is pulled back towards my face. I repeat the motion several times, the movement helping to ease the muscle, until finally my arm doesn't feel spring-loaded. While I was busy trying to fix my arm, Olivia was packing up the canvas. That's about it. You can go join the others, or whatever. She drags the canvas, easel, and acrylic tubes back to her room. I wonder if she'll keep that one. And I wonder if she'll stay in her room again. I just noticed the Wii controllers and the... Well, it could either be a... Well, it's probably a SNES, but it could be a classic controller. Why would you... They still have their Wii plugged in, I guess. It would make sense. Sophia would be a Wii Fit mom, I'd imagine. We've been inside for a while. I don't think anyone outside has noticed we'd been gone. Vinny and Damien seemed to accept that Olivia would stay inside. But... Wait. I caught her a bit off guard. We'll just... I don't know. Yeah, I'll just do what I did before. Next time it'll show the other part of this with whatever it is. Maybe it wouldn't hurt if you took a break and went outside just for a few minutes. What? I mean, It could help you decompress. Oh. If this is you trying to get me to join the party, it isn't working. I don't mean it like that. Then what? Look, Inko, Mr. and Mrs. Payne already have Damien and Vinny to handle. Meanwhile, I'm just extra weight for them to carry. Seems a bit harsh. And it's like I said, soon enough I'll be out of the house and out of their hair. Most I can do for them at this point is not be in the way. And it was every argument she had. They're the kind of arguments that come from desperation and guilt, to convince herself it's for the good of everybody. But doesn't she see that pushing them away just makes it worse? They willingly have her here because they love her, and yet she tries to remove herself. Huge vegan donut drama. Anyone would be lucky to come home to a family like this, and no amount of wealth could substitute the kind of emotional support they offer her. I'm a bit of a Chris Thorndike, I guess. They're doing their best to take care of you, Olivia. Damien's always by your side. Vinny seems like a nice little brother, and both Mr. and Mrs. Payne have your best interests at heart. She's not making eye contact anymore, but she's listening intently. This is all stuff she's known already. Wouldn't you want to recuperate their affection? It's the least you can do. Why the hell are you telling me about my own family and friends like you know better? With nothing else to say, I make my way towards the sliding door. At least I tried. Wait. I'll go. Really? Thought about it, and you're right. If it'll make him happy, I guess I'll try. There's a twinge of shame in her voice, but that's to be expected after an internal struggle. I'm glad you came around. The back door squeaks back open. Even with sunglasses, I wince at the sudden brightness. I take a step out and stretch my back, working out the last bit of stiffness from my shoulders. Olivia still waits at the threshold of the door. Oh, what are you waiting for? A curtain call? With a grin, I draw the sliding door even wider, and with a beckoning wave, attempt to usher Olivia out, as if I were her personal attendant. Cut that out. Don't make it weird. Despite her words, her tone is more humored than annoyed with me. Relax, nobody was even looking. But it looks like there's definitely no more food left. About right. As Olivia rolls down a small wooden ramp I hadn't noticed, we catch Damien on the bottom step. Olivia? At the table, heads turn around us. Looks of surprise etched down the faces of most of them. Look who decided to come out of her cave. Or her swamp. Instead of answering him verbally, Olivia's hand comes up in a nervous wave. rest of the party resumes their prior discussions, although maybe a bit livelier than before. Hey, cool to see you out here again. Hey, Damien, why are you all the way over here for? I can't stand to be by Liz's uncle when he's eating. He's got those fibrous teeth. Ugh. Like blue whales have? Yeah, freaks me out. His dentist must make a fortune. Yeah. Hey, Olivia, what are you doing back out here? You forget something? No, I just thought it'd be good to enjoy the weather while it lasts. Damien perks up, with his frills undulating. No, Damien, stop that. Olivia quivers as Damien's grin grows wider and frills start moving faster. You stop it! Even I'm getting unnerved by how those things move. Damien. Sorry, you know these things got a mind of their own. Finally, those weird flaps still. Dude, you were just complaining about Mr. Ferris's and his teeth. At least he can keep his mouth shut. Hey, Dave. Hey, I could always wear a beanie. No, you can't. Remember the last time you tried? Both Damien and Olivia share a laugh over some event they're privy to. When they finish, Damien asks the million-dollar question. So, are you gonna join in, or? She turns her head my way, and I give her a supportive thumbs up. Yeah. Damien finally stands from the step, and we all start heading for the table. Each partygoer greets us when we approach. The loudest from Livy! Hey, you finally came to play again. The rambunctious boy hoots and hollers as he bounces in circles around her. Olivia huddles her arm and looks aside in my direction, feeling the stares from the table. I give her a reassuring thumbs up. Actually, this is perfect. Thank you, Vinny. This is something Olivia's able to give when she was so worried about just taking. I hope she goes for it. I'm a little tired, Vinny. No, come on, Livy. You promised we'd play today. Like old times. I don't know if I showed that. Little Nicholas. Please. Oh, alright, you win. I did promise. You want to play cannon then? Yeah, come to cannon. Alright then, ready. Round loaded. Fire! Ball! Oh god, this was a bad idea. Woohoo! Whatever that noise is. Randy! Oh, relax, Soph. Vinny's still young. Michael! Vinny, be careful. I'm okay, Mom. Phew, have you gotten stronger, Olivia? No, shut up. Anyway, can we do it again, Livy? Olivia smiles and pats his head. It's weird seeing it, but as she readies Vincent for another launch, the Gator girl has a bright, toothy smile I never thought she had. Mr. Payne? Alright, I get it. Vincent! Yeah, Dad. No more cannon today. Olivia and Vincent share a disappointed look. Now, there's a lot more things you two can do. Vincent perks up and immediately rushes off. Oh, I know. Olivia turns back to the rest of the group with an uneasy smile. Mrs. Payne steps forward, her hands held up and wavering. Olivia? Hi, Auntie. Mrs. Payne and her husband approach, both with nervous smiles. When she speaks, it's with a certain restraint, holding her excitement back. As though worried if it showed too much, she'll change her mind and go back in. I didn't miss much, right? I'm so glad you came out, dear. The older woman kneels in front of her and wraps her arms around Olivia. It's been too long, little Ace. Randy's hand ruffles her hair while his other arm also encircles both Olivia and Sophia, and while Olivia does her best to avoid his palm. Yeah, this is definitely new. I can see the tiny smile on her face. Time seemed to pick up speed after Olivia had come out. Damien and his father returned to the grill, managing to prep and cook a final serving of meaty goodness for an early dinner. I decided I could go for seconds and get a few scraps of this and that. I nearly drop my food when I get a rough pat on the shoulder from behind. It's Mr. Payne. He looks down at me with a thankful smile. Mrs. Payne and Mr. Ferris had continued their conversation till Mr. Ferris's throat ran dry. And the rest of us had to contend with a hyperactive child with an armory of foam dart guns. I felt bad for Liz. She'd become a one-woman shooting gallery for the boy. And Olivia. And me. And Damien. But at least he looked apologetic about it. Now things are winding down. The food is officially all gone. Everyone is exhausted physically and mentally, and yet thoroughly satisfied emotionally. Olivia pads by me, having returned to the pool to cool down and stretch out. Big. Very big. There was just one last thing to really cap this off. Okay, everyone. I hollered to everyone currently on the deck, grouped up nicely for me. Looking through the viewfinder on my propped-up camera, I adjust the focus to ensure everyone is captured perfectly in the shot. Alright, on 3, give me your biggest smiles. 1. Wait! Olivia turns away from the camera, looking towards Damien. With a grin, Damien waves for me. Dude, you gotta be in this too. There's nods and words of agreement from everyone. Well, it's been a while since I've used this mode, so why not? Setting the time delay along with the sports mode, I'm sure with 10 rapid succession shots, at least one of them will be perfect. And I can always do some post-production on it too. Ensuring that the focus is still fine, I click the shutter button to keep the count in mind. 30, 29, 28... By 13, I settled myself next to Damien and above Olivia. Alright, 9, 8, 7. I feel something wrap around my ankle and press against my back on 4. 3, 2, 1. My camera flash goes off 10 times as I'm pushed over by Damien and pulled into the pool by Olivia. September 25th. And you know what? For these catch-up episodes, I'm going to leave it there. And I'm obviously immediately going to do more after I... Bleh, you get it. Anyways, I'll see you next time for the new stuff. So...
Here's your pudding, Angelica.
Oh, that's okay, Uncle Stu. I'm not hungry anymore.